We're going to continue now with music theory. This will be music theory number 8, and it will be in the music folder. So, what we taught previously was how it is that you see on the lines, the line in between that makes a measure, how much goes in a measure, how many beats there could be in a measure, and what kind of note gets in the measure. Now, just before I finished that, I said, therefore, each measure is filled with 4 quarter notes. Then I said, of their equivalent. Now, this is where it gets, as I say, rather interesting. What that means is we can put the beats under the measure but some equivalent notes inside the measure. Now, there are 4 beats in the measure. That's what we're doing now. There are many other ways to do it, but for now we're doing 4. So now, this is how we can get rhythm in music. Now, rhythm in music is not just 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. It's not that all the time. It is sometimes, but not all the time. So therefore, what you can do is substitute for a quarter note something that is equivalent to it, that takes up the same amount of beats, but it isn't a quarter note. Now, I will show you one of the examples that I made up all by myself, if you can imagine it. Take a look at this one here. You see that? We have 4 beats in a measure, right? But we start over here. We don't have a quarter note. There we do. We have 2. But here we have a half note that is equal to 2 quarter notes, so that's still 4 beats. Now here we have another half note that's 2 beats, but we have 4 eighth notes. Each eighth note is worth a quarter note, so that's still 4 beats. Then we go over here. We have a whole note. That's worth 4 quarter notes all by itself, so that's still 4 beats. And then at the end, we have another combination of an eighth note, 2 eighth notes, and a half note. So that's the same thing as the others. So in other words, those are all 4 beats, but you'll notice that between each one, we can have different kinds of notes as long as they're equivalent to the same amount of beats in the measure. So this is how we can turn it into sound, in this case, rhythm. So we see above that all kinds of notes in these measures add up to only 4 beats. This is an example of how we nail down time in this language of music. Now, what that means, for example, if I'm doing this song right here on those lines, now it goes like this. Instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, it goes 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1. So that's what you're hearing when you see this. Okay, look at this. Are you ready? Here it is. Let's go over here. Let's start at the beginning. No, you can make a song out of that in any way you want, but that means only for 4/4. Now we have other kinds of rhythm, which we're not doing right now, but I will give you an example of that. Saying there is a waltz. That wouldn't be 4/4. That would be 6/8. That means there are not 4 beats per measure, but 6 beats to every measure, and an eighth note gets 1 beat. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 6 beats in a measure, and you can have eighth notes because they each get 1 beat, and that's 8 beats, 6 beats, pardon me. Or you can do equivalents. So that would be a waltz, for example. Ding da 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 ding da 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's a waltz. That's why we can have many kinds of those measures for sound of music, all kinds of beats and all kinds of notes. That's how we have variety within what we continue to have our fundamentals for making musical sound.